Marcella Robertson from our sister station in Washington, D.C., joining us live from Kamala Harris's watch party at Howard University. HU. Marcella, what's the word out there?
Good evening to you both. Well, I mean, you want to talk about tight security. That is also the case here at Howard University. And you want to talk about a shift in the mood, right? It was really just media for hours and hours, and now the music is going. People have filed in. There are members of the Divine Nine. Of course, we know that Vice President Harris is part of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. So really just a lot of excitement in the air. And, of course, the backdrop here, Howard University, a historically black university here in Washington, D.C., and it is also Kamala Harris' alma mater. She graduated here in 1986 and now has decided to really make this a full circle moment, end her campaign in her search for the presidency, and end it here at the place that she spent so much time. And we're here on the Yard to give you an idea, really any campus, college campus. This is where students are cutting through to go to class, eating lunch, and tonight this is the scene where the Harris campaign hopes that Kamala Harris will give a victory speech. Of course, making history as the first female president of the United States is what they are hoping. We know this is a private event that is taking place here tonight, not open to the public, but people are starting to file in here. We know that in this final stretch at rallies over the last few days that Harris has really been pushing this message of unity, saying that she would be a president for everyone, really pushing forward that message, telling her supporters and voters that it is time to turn the page and move on from politics that are led by fear and division. And she has also pledged to really seek common ground, even with those who disagree with her.
And we have an opportunity in this election to finally turn the page on a decade of politics that has been driven by fear and division. We are done with that. We're done. We're exhausted with it. America is ready for a fresh start, ready for a new way forward where we see our fellow American not as an enemy, but as a neighbor. And we are ready for a president who knows that the true measure of a leader is not based on who you beat down, but based on who you lift up.
And guys, we know how incredibly tight this race is. We've been keeping an eye on some of those exit polls, again, as a lot of the polls here on the East Coast have just closed within the last few minutes. But voters, as far as those voters who are supporting Harris, democracy is at the top of the issues that are important to them. And when we talk about democracy, they say the state of the democracy. They fear what would happen if former President Donald Trump were to be reelected. And that is what has really driven a lot of people out to the polls when they support Vice President Harris. Abortion, also really an important issue when it comes to reproductive rights. We know that has really also driven a lot of people out to the polls, especially women who are fired up about this. So something that we are keeping a close eye on, again, as the polls start to close here on the East Coast. Not really sure when the Vice President is expected to take the stage here tonight, but we'll, of course, continue to bring you the very latest throughout the evening. Back to you.